everybody, and it's definitely morning. I have my morning voice still. I thought I'd get up pretty early. I pretty much just crawled out of bed. And I thought I'd give you a tour in the morning. I usually do it in the evening, and I'm hoping the light warms up just a little bit. It's a little bit cloudy, so the sun's still behind the clouds, but that kind of is nice and showing how things are really looking anyway. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to be doing my September garden tour. It's nice and crisp outside, and I just know fall is coming, and September is just one of my favorite months. I've said this before, but everything recovers from the heat a little bit and bounces back, and the flowers are all full and beautiful. This is the last time we're going to see them for a little while, because I think, you know, pretty soon everything will be frozen. So let's get right into it. I guess I'll start up here where I always start. My husband and I came in and he helped me plant this Arborvitae, and I wanted a little bit of height here. I just feel like this needed height. It also needs some more evergreens, and so I am going to come here this next week and plant some more evergreens in here. I do have a boxwood, and these gorgeous, what are these called? These are the apple blossom geraniums. They finally really started blooming just this last month, so that's been really fun, and they're so beautiful and colorful. Took them a while to get going. I'll probably dig one up and bring one inside. That's one of my favorite things to do with geraniums now that I tried that last year. I also came in and trimmed up this a little bit because it got a little crazy. This is my Lady of Shalott, so I don't have any really big blooms on it right now, but I will be having some in the next month, so that should be really fun. This gets kind of crazy, and I just wanted it to feel a little more calm. That's another thing. I feel like this time of year everything just looks overgrown and crazy in some spots, and it makes me feel like it's too wild. I like things to feel a little more calm, I guess. But this, guys, look at how huge this is. I even came back like a month ago and cut it back because we had a rainstorm and it smashed everything, and so I had to cut it back. I didn't think it'd recover, but it totally has. But so many great plants in here. I love this Medusa sweet potato vine. They're coming out with a new one next year that's black, and so I'm gonna be sure to get my hands on that. And then I love this black cherry supertunia. No one really talks about it, but it has been one of my favorites. I like that it has a hint of pink, and it even looks good with this fuchsia because it does. And so I don't usually have red in my garden, but I've really enjoyed that one. And then the Terenia, of course, that I've talked about a lot, one of my favorite annuals that I have used for the first time this year. Even this Peachy Keen Superbina has really survived in here, even though it was a little slower than the rest of the things. Then we have the Royal Velvet Supertunia and some Salvia in the back. I think I'm going to come in here pretty soon and change this out. Maybe this will be one of the last pots I do, and I'll enjoy it for a little while longer. This zinnia has just really grown this last month especially, and I love how it's hanging over the stairs here. That's been really fun. And same with the marigolds. I've talked about these. I love the white swan marigolds. I think I'll maybe use them in the front of my house next year, but they're kind of hanging over the steps here, and it's just been really pretty, especially next to this pink baby's breath right here. Really pretty combination. I'm getting my third flush on my knockout roses, and they're this pink color, and that's looked really pretty with the marigolds. It's been on and off all summer. They are really great roses, but I do think I want to put some evergreen things here this next year and change this area up a little bit. Not too exciting. Okay, let's walk down this way. Take a peek at the creek here. This is a fun view as it kind of meanders through here. Love this spot, actually, this view. That's why I don't want to plant anything too high here, because I just love this view. Okay, we're gonna look at one of my favorite things I've enjoyed this year, and that's this bed right here. So pretty. Love the colors of this. It's been such a bright spot. It's going to be hard for me to not repeat this next year. I've got the Mini Vista White and the Sally Fun Salvia, and then different varieties of the Dusty Miller filling in there, which has been really nice. And I love the Mini Vistas because the blooms just clump and grow so tight together. So you can't see these dead dead little things anymore. And it would probably look even better if I had been fertilizing, but I haven't fertilized for a couple weeks. Actually, I haven't fertilized for probably about a month. But such a fun combo, and I love it with the pop of green with the boxwoods in between. It's been a really fun bed for me to play with every year. I mean, look how amazing that is. Oh my goodness. I like how these stay more contained, and they are spilling out, but not super crazy. Some of the other varieties can spill out crazy, but these are just like a dense pop, which I love. So I really want to try out some more from the Mini Vista series. So pretty. And as I come in from, if I am walking in my basement and look out the window, this is what I see, and it's so pretty. Love it. Salvia is getting a little tired. I wanted to show you this salvia as well. I've been better about selectively cutting it back, and it's made such a difference instead of cutting the entire thing back, which people say, and there's pollinators on it, always. But I've had a lot more success with it and a lot more blooms, and it's really happy. It's done well here. It gets well watered. I have some that's up here by my creekside that's really beautiful in the spring, but I don't really get any second bloom from it, and I think it's just kind of a watering issue. See what I mean about those marigolds just hanging out over the steps? Isn't that so pretty? Oh, I just love it. So fun. I'm gonna miss all this because it's gonna be gone soon. But that's this area that I have loved. And then let's look at these baskets here, these planters. This is the Angelonia Angel Face White. So fun. It's been wild and tall and whimsy. I had it in my garden last year. It never got this tall, so I didn't realize just how tall it can get. Hopefully that traffic's not too loud, you guys. In the morning, the freeway traffic just like carries here, so I'm not sure why. Anyway, and then we have the persimmon. Is it persimmon? Penstemon? Oh my gosh, I always mix those up. Penstemon? You guys, I think it's persimmon, my brain. But I've fallen more in love with it. I didn't really love it when I first planted it, but I actually do love it. And I love it next to this, and this is just my favorite. Look at it. It's not too crazy. Look at it spill. It's happy now that I treated it for budworms, and I've got mizu under there. You can't even see anymore, but that's okay. But look at these. I think this might be what I do in my window box next year, because I feel like I don't like things that are super crazy in that window box. It just gets too wild, and I hate cutting it back. So if I do something that's not quite as vigorous like this, I think I'll enjoy it a little bit more. So maybe I'll play with purples next year. And wouldn't these be pretty with some geraniums, some hot pink geraniums? So maybe I'll do something like that in my window box. I'm already thinking about next year. But we've got some dianthus in here that are so pretty, and royal velvet supertunia. And I haven't fertilized these. Well, I have fertilized these last week. The pots I have been still fertilizing. Bermuda Beach. And it's a fun view from this side too. Really pretty. And I love it with this. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's look at the other one because it's right here too. Same thing, it's just mirrored. But look, this over here is starting to pop up over here. Oh my gosh. The key is fertilizing it and consistent watering. That's what you need to do for your pots. Consistent watering and fertilize at least once a week. Here's the mizu you can see on this side. But the Angelonia is so fun, isn't it? It kind of grows crazy. Actually, I think this kind of got broken off. So I'll take that out. I just love it. See how kind of fun that is though? Okay, almost time to take stuff out of these pots, but they've been really fun. I feel like it is a lot of flowers though. I think next year I might just want some boxwoods in here. And then I came over here and planted something very special in here, some Japanese pansies, and I'm hoping they survive. They weren't in the best condition, and I paid a little bit of money for them, and I'm just hoping they survive. Please guys, the sun's coming out. let it give you energy. But I also planted some regular Delta Pink in the back just in case these don't take. These are the Marie Antoinette Japanese pansies, and I was so excited to get them from the Gardener Muse since she picked them up and she had some issues with some bugs with them when she had them. And they're hard to get your hands on. They're just starting to pop up in the US, and I'm loving pansies so much. They're one of my favorite flowers just because they're so hardy and so amazing. And so I hope they do well. But I always plant pansies in this because when we sit in the hot tub here in the winter, it's so nice to have some flowers blooming, and they'll bloom all winter long. And then in the spring, they'll be twice the size they were. So I'll give you an update on those for sure. The sun's just starting to peek out a little bit, and oh, how pretty is that? Let's go over here. I also planted up some pansies in this little pot here. This plant isn't looking the best. It got kind of hot here over by my house, but my plan was to put that up on my porch for Halloween, and I have some black and orange pansies in there. I have a dahlia right here that I wanted to try in a pot, and it's done pretty well. It's the KA, I can't remember exactly what variety. I'll put it on the screen. It's very pretty, not as colorful as I thought it was going to be. I didn't realize it was going to be more of a white. I thought it'd be more creamy, but that's been really fun. I like the KA series. When I was talking to the Gardener Muse, she said her favorite is the mocha something, the KA mocha. So I want to check that one out this year. When I planted up those pansies, I did take out some geraniums and put them in a pot. They always look a little sad when you first repot them, but they do tend to bounce back, so we'll see how they do. I like to bring them inside for winter and enjoy the blooms all winter long. So hopefully they'll do well. Up here we have my opalescence phlox that is doing its second bloom, which is so exciting. Love that plant so much. It can look a little spindly at the base, and I do have intentions of planting something in front of that just to kind of cover that a little bit because it does get a little spindly looking, but I just love that pink color, and we'll get a good look at it as we get on top of that hill. I planted a Medusa here just because I wanted something over this rock, and that's really pretty. This plant I just want to get rid of. It never really looks good. This is Gara, Stratosphere Gara. And it just kind of splays, and then the blooms are weird. I don't know, I just don't love it. Probably move that sometime. Then we have the white Superbena, Snowdrift, and then the Tiara Blue, which has kind of lulled. I don't think it's gotten any bigger in the last month and a half. It kind of just stopped toward the ends of the season, but it's really pretty. I love the color here. Might do it here again, probably in an area that has a little more sun, and I have some plans of what I'm going to plant around here for next season, so that's really exciting. Go back up here, and you can see the color of these a little bit better. The Queen Nectarine, I did cut back these cone flowers, and they're giving me a few more blooms. This is the Nougat from Monrovia, and then here's the phlox. So beautiful. The zinnias are just shining and bright. Love them. Definitely planting more of them next summer. And I came in here and planted some yellow pansies. I always like to plan ahead for spring and plop some bright colors that I'm going to love and appreciate in spring. So it's kind of weird to see this yellow here in the fall, but they're just tucked in this little area. And when I have other things blooming here that I know are going to bloom, like I'm going to have my daffodils blooming here, and they're white. They're going to be so pretty next to that and the blue of the ajuga. So that'll be fun to have some yellow in here and just make us really happy next spring. And then I have one little daisy that bloomed. So cute. As I look out my window, I can see it, and I just love it so much. And more of these zinnias, just see how they glow. I just absolutely love them. And then these are starting to turn. So pretty. These do get a little dry and burnt in our area, so they're not perfect, but look how pretty that is. We try our best here in Utah to have these hydrangeas. My husband came and trimmed up these. He's better at it than I am. I mean, look how good those look. And over here too. So anyway, not much else to see up here, but I love this view right here. Isn't that so pretty? I'm leaving my hoses out because I water things every day. It drives my husband crazy. This is bouncing back and doing good. In fact, this spot is probably one of the best spots because I don't see a lot of burned on this one. I think this is the little lime. I'm waiting for this to turn, but what has turned is this gorgeous burning bush. I love it, actually. It's so nice to have just that bright pop of red. Doesn't have a lot of interest otherwise. It is a green in there though. And then I think I'm gonna come and take this out next year. This is another one of those Gara, and put in some type of evergreen, probably a mugo pine, because I'm loving mugo pines. I underplanted this tree with some of those yellow pansies, and they just look happy next to that blue purple color from the lobelia. Love it so much. The sedum is starting to have its turn to bloom. Stone crop sedum. I have 2 roses back there too that didn't give me a lot of blooms, and it's just gotten too shady in here. I'm gonna move those. I have a hard time with this spot. Maybe you can give me ideas of what to plant here. I'm thinking maybe I'll just do grass, but then I wonder if it's not sunny enough to do grass there either. I need to look into that. But the stone crop sedum's really pretty out here. I love the color tone. It's like a pinky mauve as we get into fall, and it's just so nice. My Rudbeckia gave us a little bit of color. They're kind of phasing out though. Everything is starting to phase out a little bit. There's a mugo pine right there. Look how pretty that is. Absolutely love it. And then really love this boom chocolata geranium. The second flush was quite large. These are baby plants, so they're not giving me a ton, but I know when they're bigger, they're gonna give me a lot of interest. I might shuffle a few things around in this area, but it is filling in nice. I need to figure out what to plant in the front here. Yeah, everything is just kind of slowing down a little bit. Not anything too exciting. Let's go look at my Atlas rose. See if there's any cute blooms to look at. Trying its best here in this spot. Probably not the best spot for these. This is their 3rd year, and they struggle a little bit. Let's take a look here at our baskets up there, and I'll try to remember to show you guys those because they look pretty great right now. And then here's the creek. Loving that. There's a big 2x4 in there. I need to have my husband get out. It's been driving me crazy, but I don't want to get in there to get it out. I guess I need to put some rubber shoes on and just go do it and get it done. The zinnias here and the salvia and the geraniums are just finally starting to fill in this area. This soil's really tricky, but I think what I'm going to do this year is instead of pull them out, I'm just going to cut them back, because I was listening to something, I can't remember what it was, but they were saying if you leave the roots in, that's organic material that can break down in your soil. And I was like, well, that totally makes sense. I should leave it in there and help this soil, and it should improve and improve and improve. So I'll just continue to do that, because these did struggle a little bit. It's really hot and dry, and when we built our house, they put a lot of topsoil in here, and it just, it needs a little sprucing up. But it is a beautiful morning. I've got a ducky in the creek right now. Is this the one that has wings that... No, it's not that one. We have a duck in here that's wings are a little funky looking and can't fly very well. I always get mad at Piper because she's always trying to chase it. Here, let's try to zoom in. Piper. Now this is the duck. I took my scream out because it scared the heck out of me. This is the duck that can't fly very well, and they're starting to nest in the grass up there. Hold on, let me get Piper out. Little turkey. Come here. Yeah, that's the duck that can't fly very well. Poor guy. Anyway, I came in here and planted a bunch of ferns. I think I need to water them a little deep today because they're looking a little bit dry. Oh, they're looking pretty good. I want this whole area to be full of ferns. And I came in here, you can't really see it, but I planted some juga. It's getting eaten by some bugs, I see. But I'm hoping it survives and does well in this area because I think it'll be so pretty kind of spilling over these rocks. Only time will tell. And I cleaned up the forest bed a little bit. Looking nice right now with this light coming in. Look how pretty that is. The surefire white begonias did fairly well. They're a little spindly because they're in the shade, but at least I have some color in here and I've really enjoyed them. I have them kind of popped in different locations here. It might be fun to do more and just group them closer together, but they did better than I thought. I thought for sure they would just fizzle out. I have the sunflower. Which one is that? It's the proven winner one that has tried its best out here in the shade. I knew it wouldn't be totally full, but I do like it peeking up out over at the top where you can see it. Brenner is getting a little tired, as it does this time of year. Everything's just slowing down a little bit as we get a little cooler at night. Except for the lamb's ear. It always just looks great. Love the Helen von Stein's lamb's ear. That's the best one. Planted some anemones here the other day. Cute. And I think they'll do well in this spot. At least I'm hoping they are. It's always tricky here. Also planted some more anemones here. Look pretty next to this Echinocaloa, which is getting a little tired. It's taken a while for these ones to get bigger. This is the balloon flower. I always call it bubble flower. And my geraniums are a little happy back here. I planted this area up a couple weeks ago also, and these bee balm are starting to bloom and they're so pretty. Hopefully I'll like those. Hopefully they won't look messy. They're new to me, so we'll see. And then the plumbago right here. Need to add more of that. I just love it so much. And the back in black sedum from Proven Winners. And then I didn't really get the show I wanted this year from my supertunias. I did this year plant them closer to the middle because I want them to go on both sides. And if that was bubblegum, it probably would have been able to reach that. But next year I need to remember, just plant it on the edge and let it hang over the wall because that's what I really like. And I'm gonna do something a little more vigorous, but I love Bordeaux. The color is so pretty. But yep, I don't think we're gonna get there. And that black sweet potato vine is taking forever too. And I think it's because I tucked them and planted them up underneath these, a little too close where they couldn't get as much sun because as these got bigger, it was more shady. But even the mizu, I just think this area is getting a little more shaded. So I'm not quite getting the effect that I want. So I'll switch that around next year for sure. My cut flower garden's doing pretty good. That's been fun to cut from this status and these Lysianthus. This is one of the last blooms, but it is putting up more buds. So I think I'll get more. Love that flower so much. I did come in and plant some sunflower seeds. Let's take a look at top here in a second at that. But right here, I planted this. Wasn't sure if it was the orange, but it is. So that made me happy because when I planted it, it looked kind of yellow. So I thought it was the lemon one and didn't match these, but it does. So I love that. Everything's getting a little tired. The pink cashmere superbena was looking really tired and had bugs, and so I just cut it out. And this mizu was just drifting, but I just kind of wrapped it around this tree, and it looks so pretty and fresh. And I'm so glad that I did that. This is the Rose of Sharon, blue chiffon. Really pretty, blooming all summer long. And then I planted up the window box for a little touch of fall. I put some grasses in here just yesterday and some Echinocaloa and some of these cute black violas. Oh, love them. Some red pansies. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I really hope they just do well here and have a chance to grow. And I think they will because we've got warmer temperatures the next couple weeks, it looks like. So pretty. This is more of like a purpley one. And yeah, let's see. I tucked one in there. I don't want it covered up. I want that sun to get it. Anyway, that's been really fun. This is the Red Rover Heuchera. This is the Dulce Spearmint. And I can't remember exactly this name, but it's got kind of a silvery look to it. I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, that's really fun for the window box. All right, let's look at, oh, I wanted to give you guys an update on my peach tree. So I went and talked to the guy about it, and he said the reason why my peaches had sap like that is because they had worms. The peaches were totally fine inside, and I thought it was some kind of internal problem, but he said in May in Utah, you need to come and spray for worms. And I did all my other routine sprays. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow the Utah Extension, and they're gonna send me alerts when to spray trees, because they test to see what bugs are around. And when they see them start to pop up, or the larvae, that's when you know you need to do it. So I'm gonna sign up to do that. And then I hope next year I'll have a little more success. And then I'm gonna be a little more careful about how I prune. Because I think I did too much of a prune. I'm not scared to get in there, but I have to be a little more careful next time. So that's the update on my peach tree. I'll put the name on the screen of the worm because I can't remember exactly what it was. So I'll definitely be doing that at the end of May and sign up for that alert. So I was so happy about that because I was worried I had some kind of issue with my tree, but the status is just going crazy. If I do some next year, I only need a few. And the Lisianthus, look, I'm getting more blooms popping up. My goodness, this is an amazing plant. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And then we'll see if we get sunflowers. I'm thinking we probably won't have enough time, but we'll see. We've gotten a lot of pears off of our tree. Like, we can't even keep up eating with them, and some of them had fallen and I haven't got to them. Ugh, sorry, pear tree. And okay, you guys. Question. Does everyone's hydrangeas, these are the Incredible, do they look like this in fall? Is it, they do this every year, and I think, do I really want to keep these here if they're going to look like this? Or is that normal? I need to know what's normal, because I just don't like them this time of year. And so I need to decide what to do. Obviously, I'm going to leave them for a couple more years, and these trees are going to mature, especially that one, and they might be a little more protected, but I just have a hard time with them. They start to look just, I mean, I don't even mind if these balls are dried and brown, but like, this is what I don't love. But maybe that's just normal. So let me know. Something that I love this year, and I'm a little sad to swap these out, but I am going to swap them out soon, are these planters. They are massive, you guys. So massive. Look at this Surefire Rose Begonia. Oh my goodness. So pretty. I love that so much with the Terenia, the tuberous begonias, the apricot illumination. I'm going to try to save those tubers. I'm going to move these pots too, because they kind of just take away from the plant here. It's gotten so big. The coleus, the diamond frost euphorbia is still in there. It's just amazing, you guys. It's so big and lush. I mean, this elephant here, it's bigger than my arm. It's just huge. I will be doing elephant in here next year. It's going to be hard not to repeat this entire thing because I have loved it so much. So pretty. So we're going to look at it one last time before I take it out. Oh my gosh, the elephant here. I've cut so many of these out too because they were shading it too much. I'll probably cut this one out too because it's kind of broken. But this is just, I mean, this is my hand. Oh my gosh, you guys. So pretty. And look at this begonia. So happy. Oh my goodness, this begonia. I like that this is a wax begonia and this is a tuberous begonia. And so I like that this one's trailing and this one grows up. It's a good combination, and maybe I'll just try different colors, but I love the Surefire series. Everything in it is amazing. But the rose is probably my favorite. Okay, I just wanted to get one last look. I'm not sure if I'm gonna save this elephant ear and bring it inside. We'll see, I don't know. Okay, we're done looking at those. But say goodbye, because they're gonna be gone soon in a couple days. Okay, let's move on over here, and you can see those sunflowers just peeking up. It's really fun to have those, actually. I might want to repeat that next year. Oh, everything's looking a little dry. I've really cut back on my watering. Move this 9-bark and this euonymus down here by this tree. We're getting an aster that's starting to bloom, but you'll probably see that in the October garden tour, hopefully. Really love this ground cover that I put in. This is the partridge something, and then this is the, oh, what is this one called? Starts with the C. I'll put the name on the screen, and those are fun to have in here. They just add a little brightness to it. And see what I mean about those sunflowers? So cute. And the Chesky Gold Birch bush is struggling a little bit. I have to keep watering that, and it is struggling. I think I'm going to turn the sprinklers on this hill and give it a good soak this morning. It's really nice with that sun peeking through now, especially through the willows. The bubblegum didn't do that great, but it's in the shade, and this spot's hard. Okay, these are the snowdrift supertunias. Like I said, that hill's hard, everything struggles. And I've really liked the Dulce spearmint in here. It's such a nice little filler with this yew. The spirea, the lamium has been gorgeous like this all summer long. Looking down on the ferns. And then over here we have some more Surefire white begonia, and I've loved him here. I'll probably repeat that next year. Maybe I'll do the Surefire, I'm not sure. Maybe add a little more color, but I have really liked the white and purple here with the lobelia. I'm glad I decided to add those last minute. I do want to put some more evergreens in this spot as well, but I like the combination of these heuchera. They're all different ones. This is heucherella. This is the red rover that I have in the window box, and this is also the Dulce spearmint. So I love how this is kind of growing up into that, I can't remember the name of that plant right now. I love how this is growing up into that, and it's all growing together, and the lobelia is in the shade, so it didn't get totally crazy, but it looks pretty good. I really love that combination. But I definitely need some more height in here. I need to add some more height by this tree. And then this spot is so hard. I don't know why these died. I had some pink cashmere super benas and they just died. Don't know why. Nothing does good here. These are even struggling, and I water it. Those are doing okay and have recovered that I moved there. Even those zinnias aren't doing that great. Not sure why. Anyway, but that is it for the backyard. There's still a lot of places that I can tuck plants. So that's exciting. Oh yeah, let's show you a close-up of these baskets. The baskets have done well. Took them a while to get going because I planted them up myself, but they're really pretty. I love the baskets. One of my favorite things. And look how pretty the sky is. Oh, it's a beautiful morning, gorgeous morning. So that's it. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you in my next video. My next video will be my front yard garden tour. So hope to see you then. Bye guys.